The biggest problem with Overwatch is you. Alright, now let me explain. This isn't meant to be just some negative bashing video, but I want to shed some light on a situation that I saw, and it's kind of important because the biggest problem with Overwatch right now isn't anything regarding the gameplay, even though some heroes might be imbalanced, or regarding the monetization, which a bunch of people have already made videos about, and is basically just the dead horse in the community. But if you don't know who J3 is, he has 225,000 subscribers on YouTube, about 60k followers on Twitter, and he's a very prominent Overwatch creator. And recently, he tweeted, 3 months into Overwatch, already losing faith, LOL. And that's just his perspective. He plays the game as a living. He is a content creator. He plays this game for hours and hours on end. So this is his perspective. But what is he met with? He's met with a ton of backlash. So he responds right after that tweet, if I or any content creator says something positive about Overwatch, they're considered a shill or paid by Blizzard. But when we say something negative about Overwatch, we are told not to complain because it's our job. Make up your mind, folks, you're not making sense. And in reality, everyone should get a right to express their opinion. But the thing that people are making a big deal about is the fact that they're paid to make content. And when they say something negative about the game, people are like, well, you shouldn't have any right to say this, but they get paid based on viewership. If you disagree with their viewpoint, then stop watching them. It's as simple as that. You don't have to go bashing them constantly. And maybe that's why a lot of content creators, take for example, yesterday I was watching Flat's coverage of the patch notes. He wasn't really saying anything good or bad about the patch notes. He was just kind of asking generalized questions, not really trying to pick a side. And maybe that's because he doesn't want the backlash. Maybe the Overwatch developers and executives are silent because they don't want to face this backlash, because they know if they say anything regarding any changes, they're going to be facing some backlash. They might post some innocent meme on their Twitter, and in the comments are going to be people flaming them for their jobs. And there was a tweet, let me find it. Here it is. It was retweeted by Jared Noyce, who's an executive producer, sorry if I butchered your last name, but he retweeted Andy Belfort, and Andy saying, we have an ongoing relationship with even our most critical content creators. We don't dictate anyone's content, but we welcome criticism. The only rule we ever have, and what we tell creators, is to critique the work, not the worker. People grow and learn. And I think that's one thing that the community really needs to hear right now, because they constantly attack the person rather than the body of work. Rather than blaming an executive, take for example Aaron Keller, if he tweets something and saying, wow, you're doing such a bad job, yada yada yada, critique the work instead, because they do have teams that are focused on this. They do have a dedicated team of people working to fix the game. And hopefully the reason why Blizzard might be a little bit slow with patches right now is because they're working on the release of the PvE, so the resources are kind of split. And once the PvE is released, they're going to be more on top of these patches, so we can see patches faster. Because in all honesty, this Roadhog Sojourn nerf that we received on the 24th of January, that could have been released way earlier. And the community realizes this. They realize this isn't really that big of a patch. Why couldn't we have released it earlier? But the thing is, if their team is so divided on what they're working on, then of course it's going to take longer. I get that it's 3 months in and there's been a lot of changes to the game and the gameplay and overall the system as a whole, but we need to realize that they need more time. Look, that's very obvious, but more than anything, there are two player bases now, the old player base and the new player base, which are telling Blizzard two different things, and they're just trying to appease both ends. They're trying to appease the whole community. At the highest level, of course, Jay is going to face a lot more backlash because he has a lot more eyes on him, but this perspective isn't just shared by these big content creators. I can agree with it too. I make a negative video, the comments are, why would you make a negative video, yada yada yada, like you just want the game to fail. I make a positive video, they're just saying, oh, copium, like the game's garbage, get good kid, L ratio, bows. Like, come on, bro. Just let them finish the game out and just keep being patient. If it comes to probably like June, when we're still facing these massive issues, then that is the red flag time. That is the time to demand changes. As always, GG easy.